I made this video because of one comment that I received last week. You've seen the title, and today I want to clarify what is professional photography and why I choose Micro Four Thirds as my preferred professional format. Before I start, I just want to remind you all once again, I love photography and I have been photographing as a hobbyist and a professional for over 20 years. I'm completely self-taught and I've never trained by any great masters. I started from scratch and what I use have been my personal choices, but choices that were decided based on the type of photography I do and how they could fit into my career as a photographer. Camera and lenses are tools for photographers, an extension to their eyes and creativity. This video is not to discourage you from buying the latest and the greatest, regardless of format, but simply to answer a few questions that are constantly raised by tonne lovers and influencers. This very comment is what prompted me to make this video. I do not intend to argue or debate because it is pointless. But I would like to use this opportunity to educate them. The term professional is by no means referring to technical superiority of equipment nor the talent of the photographers. The word professional refers to those who make a living by providing a service. In the world of photography, that is photographic services and selling images, digital or print. And I do get a little disappointed and a little upset to see photographers these days use the word professional to define technical advances of a camera or lens, and that is totally wrong. Manufacturers, however, can refer the cameras and lenses as professional grade by means of using high performance parts, faster processor, better build, and design that are more suitable for professionals who rely on them to complete their jobs. Period. Professionals use many types of cameras to complete their jobs. There are pros who use medium format, there are pros who use full frame, there are pros who use APS-C, and of course, there are pros who use Micro Four Thirds. So, for one saying that Micro Four Thirds is not professional is simply incorrect. Just like you're saying a Rover mini hill climb racing driver is not professional because he or she doesn't race in a Formula 1 car. These are different competitions, and they are different type of cars. And just so you know, I'm a professional for 16 years and I have been using Olympus, which is Micro Four Thirds, for all my commercial jobs for the last 5 years. So technically, every camera and lens I use is professional. Here's another comment I read the other day. However, this comment isn't negative. In fact, he praised my content, so thank you. But he asked why I and other Olympus and Micro Four Thirds ambassador have to keep making reminder contents about pixel count isn't everything in the world of photography. Well, I make them because people keep forgetting them. In this day and age, most consumer photographers believe bigger pixel count, high ISO capability, and more tonne is the way to achieve great photography. Don't get me wrong, these are all great things to have. High resolution cameras gives details that previously unavailable for consumers, and makes ginormous print display easy. High ISO capability allows people to capture animals at night or tricky lighting situations. And tonne, well, allow you to see the world in a very different creative way. But also because of how these great things are marketed, many photographers start to ignore the fundamentals, like reading and understanding lights, because they think they can get away with clean high ISO settings. Composition, because they can use a wider lens and crop if they need to recompose later. Storytelling and capturing the moment, because they can shoot at 100 frames per second and just pick the perfect one right after. And simply shooting everything wide open because it looks professional. The truth is, there is nothing professional about any of these. As a photographer, you should know how and when to use these technologies and effects to create and emphasize the subject or story in the frame. In short, Micro Four Thirds is as professional as any other brands on the market. Just because this format doesn't appeal to you because of what you may need, like photographing your black cat in pitch black, it doesn't mean that it isn't a great system. There are pros and cons in each format, My last video explained why I love and support Olympus and Micro Four Thirds, because it suits my needs as a photographer. I often mingle with other photographers who use other brands and formats, and we love to talk about photography, and less so about cameras. Okay, every now and then we do geek out a little, but by no means trashing each other like most brand loyalists do. But one thing is certain, all my photographer friends always compliment my setup as being the lightest, smallest, and perhaps the most solid in the group. These are all professionals who's been in the industry for decades, knowing their trades and profession, and also passionate about photography, and not just gear. So there you go. What are your thoughts about professional photographer and professional equipment? Let's have a chat in the comment section down below. You know what to do now. Thumb if you enjoyed this video and sub if you want to stay in touch with all things Micro Four Thirds and of course Olympus. So until next time, peace!